Jeudi is the new vendredi, you know it. Bonsoir, welcome to FR UK once again for Pro D2 Rugby. Tonight from the foot of the Alps, Grenoble hosting Nevers, strap in for some dynamite running rugby. Hit subscribe so you're all set for the rugby coming your way very soon. Brive against Grenoble. We're shifting to a Friday night for that heavyweight matchup next week before October brings us Dax against Van. And then we're going to have our first trip to the very north of France for Van against Oyonnax. That should be a properly tasty matchup, as it will be tonight here on FR UK.
Hey guys, so if you still want to come on that tour to Brive, there are still plenty of space on the plane. There's plenty of options in the town and you're going to have an amazing time. Great food, great wine on the Thursday night. Learn about Brive Rugby Club, mix with the fans, play the fans at rugby the next day, and then we're going to go to the stadium. 15,000 people, Brive, Grenoble. It'll be an amazing trip. So if you can join us, there's still time.
And here we go then, the Stade des Alpes. As you can see, 6th place Grenoble after the defeat last week, which you saw here on FR UK against Agen. They will be disappointed about that and will be wanting to bounce back. But that's just the start of the weekend. Tomorrow evening, you've got a full load of fixtures. Van against Provence jumps off the page. That's the late kickoff tomorrow. It's starting to get quite interesting. There are some teams without wins, but there's very few unbeaten teams, as you can see. Brive, there's no team that has won all 3 games. Brive, top of the log at the minute. 11 points. Joe Worsley, your boys doing all right?
Yeah, they're doing well. Obviously a much more consulting role with them at the moment, but still happy with where they're at. Aurillac, second. It's incredible looking at, still early season. Aurillac are literally the minnows of the league with the smallest budget by miles. Incredible job from them.
As Grenoble head into the Stade des Alpes, they will be wanting to do better. I'm sure the coaches have had a word with them after last week. They just look like they lacked a little bit of motivation, Joe.
Yeah, really, really surprising. A team that was top of the league last year because every game they're into it. And they're into it because they're motivated, super motivated. That's every match. Even when they rotated their team drastically, they were still in that game. And that was one of the first performances I've seen from them that's been below par across the board. Yeah, they're down to their third choice 10 who had a shocker. But the players around him weren't putting in the normal effort I'm used to seeing them do.
Nevers, they got a good win at home and they're on the road. It's such a young team. That giant man just coming into picture. In fact, I'll talk about him in a minute. He's the Englishman on display for Nevers. But they have got some really promising young players, really bustling academy, and they don't mind putting them into the first team. They've made some changes tonight, and I guess they'll see this as a bit of a shot to nothing, Joe.
Yeah, they've been stuttering at the start of the season. They had what looked on paper to be a fine victory at home in the first match of the season against Agen. However, they really didn't play very well at all in reality. They ended up 30 points in front, but in reality, they didn't play very well. Their defence was pretty abysmal. They're really clunky in attack. And then they went to Béziers and got smashed because they took those same 2 problems to Béziers, and Béziers just rolled them over. So against Carcassonne last week at home, they won by 10 points against a very poor Carcassonne team, who are the team that got promoted, the smallest team in the league now, you could say, below Aurillac. However, they sent a weak team on top of that, and they only just beat that team. So this match tonight, it's the first time I really see them live in a whole game. I'm really interested to see a team with a big budget, 4th biggest budget in the league, how and where they are this year, because they changed all their staff last year. It's a new start, and like you mentioned, tonight they picked a very young team.
Roman Triou there is back in the side for Grenoble, key man for them. And I'll tell you what, the barbers in Grenoble and Nevers have been doing some work. So some perfectly manicured.
They've been at the coalface.
Yeah, 100%. No, he's such an important man for them. Wearing 12 tonight, kicking game, distribution game, and getting the gain line as well. Nevers.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's really, really important. Nevers have, like I say, such a young team. Average age of 23 in Pro de Dojo.
23. Average age of 23. That's incredible. I mean, that there will be one or two old guys in that squad. I saw one guy rolling 34. So the rest of them must be 21, 22. That's incredible. That is a young side.
As for Grenoble, as I said, key men back, including Roman Triu in the 12th jersey. One of 6 changes to the starting 15, including captain Jose Madeira and Thibaut Martel into the back row. Roman Triu, everything kind of goes through him. On the bench, a lot of the players from last week have been nudged back that way. One new face onto the bench, however, is former Bath tight head prop, Johannes Jonker. For the visitors, 8 changes to the starting 15. They're young and rapid. Melvin's younger brother, Dylan Jaminet, at fullback, will be open to benefit from a good platform if they can get one. George Smith is a big lump in the engine room. He was part of the same NFL pathway class as Lewis Rees-Zammit. He's been snapped up by Nevers from Northampton Saints. On the bench, largely kids, 2 potential debuts for Veillard and Bousquet.
Interesting. I think also for me, that Grenoble team, very, very important. The second choice 10 last year, Palmier, he plays 15 as well for them regularly. He's a very good player. He's going to make a huge difference from last week, where, like we talked about earlier, young 10 really, really struggled. Clement. Farnu, a fullback, again, class act, steady away. Good player. I think Herretu in the centre with Truyu, like you already talked about. That's a tidy backline they got out tonight. Looks
like an elephant as the mascot for Grenoble. Not native to the French Alps, as far as I was aware. Maybe it's a woolly mammoth, I don't know. But don't be fooled by the empty seats. This is a 20-odd thousand seater stadium. They'll get an atmosphere going. They love their team, and they've been absolutely devastated in this part of France for the last 3 years not to be back at the top table.
Can you imagine 3 years in a row? 2 of those, they go to the playoff game, and it's the closest match in the history of rugby. And they come out the losing side. Effectively, 5 times they come out the losing side in close matches, and they've just not made it. It's an incredible story of either choking or bad luck or both. Huh?
Jose Madeira leading out his team. He's been there all the way through all of that heartbreak. He want to lead his team back to the promised land. The Portuguese international back in the side tonight. An academy product here. And the visitors led by Kevin Noah there, an absolute unit.
He's one of their principal ball carriers. If they're going to do anything tonight, he'll have to be carrying like he can do. Bit lazy in between his carries. Needs to get involved in the game even more, because every time he touches that ball, he does stuff. I like your Madeira chat with the half-bake, Madeira cake.
There they come.
He's been big, but Nansen tonight in the forwards of Grenoble, I think in terms of carrying. We talked about Noah in terms of their key ball carrier for Nevers. Nansen was one of the players who did produce some great carries over the last couple of weeks when you watch Grenoble. So if Hardwick can step up, he's put a bit of timber on over the summer, so he doesn't look like he's quite in the form he was towards the end of last season. But those two, again, if they're going to bring that fast ball, that back line we've waxed lyrical about can rip open Nevers, those two are going to have to do a job tonight.
So last week, in previous weeks, Joe, we had the little tunnel by the players as the referees ran out through it. That's not this week. That must have just been a special week, just showing respect for the referees on the opening night.
Yeah, the referees didn't want to do it. They heard about a guard of honour, corridor of honour. And the referees, all the ones I spoke to, I saw like, hell no, that's just ridiculous. But I saw it in that first week, like them coming out, like it's their wedding day, walking out between players, saluting them. Yeah, they weren't too keen.
Well, Thibaut Santamaria is the man in the middle, and let's hope we don't hear too much from Jean Lespers, who is the TMO. But getting us underway, Tom Deleuze, he was on the bench last week, into the starting 15. He's played most of his rugby at fullback. He's wearing 10 tonight, and he's getting us underway at the Stade des Alpes. If you love your live rugby, if you love having it on a Thursday night here, hit subscribe, drop a little thumbs up on the video. As Koulibaly trying to get over that ball straight away. George Smith, the number 5 for Nevers in yellow, is the big unit from Northampton Saints. No advantage.
Yeah. The ref told the Nevers prop, he penalised the Nevers prop for holding the Grenoble players in the ruck. So some props get told by the coaches to hold the players in the ruck to slow down the ability of the Grenoble team to come up and defend in the next phase. So that defensive line, if they hold 2 or 3 players, they can make sure it's reduced. The referee saw it, penalised it. That would be something maybe the coaches of Grenoble brought up and sent to the referee before the game. You're allowed to do that as coaches. You can pinpoint things you think the opposition are doing, which they shouldn't be allowed to.
Decent attacking platform for Grenoble if they can get their drills right. Far from it.
Oh my God, that won't be on his highlights reel.
Simon Terrell snaffling the ball. And the man who gave the penalty away, Keenan Knox. Terrell looked to take that quickly.
I mean, Bastien Suri, he had a shocker there, didn't he? Then he threw himself in there.
Clearly looking for the man.
Hitting the man on the floor, hitting the man on the floor as well, and got penalised. What a shocker.
We've seen a lot of those short line outs straight to the front man. It's just the front man was looking somewhere completely different.
Yeah, exactly. When an opposition really marks up hard on your blocks, if you have one man at the front, it could be anybody at 9, they have to mark him up. That takes a man out of defensive line out, which makes it easier for you to win the ball elsewhere. But obviously, that man has to be aware that the ball's about to be thrown to him.
Formerly of the Melbourne Rebels there, F.E. Ma'afu, hooker for Nevers. And he does go short on that one, messes up as well. So Eric Escon, bit of a farcical start.
Yeah, those hookers are having a shocker. I think, first throw, easy one into the game. Yet one of them's hit someone in the foot and the other one's hit someone in the face. They're not going to be too happy with that.
Well, Kevin Noah setting the tone in defence with that shot. Eric Escon going to the air. Skipper underneath it. Roman Triou into touch. Lovely fade.
A lovely fade, definitely. George Smith is strong, man. Did you see that first ruck where he was over the ball a little bit? Triou's a big man, came to clear him out, literally had no effect on him whatsoever.
Phil Dowson said they did the physical testing and his power per kilo was off the charts, despite being absolutely massive. Another line out goes astray. Another ball down. Go north, says Elia Glane. Set a platform, try and build some shape. Three phases, simplified a little bit from Grenoble. Oh, another good shot. It's that double duo of Noah and Smith in defence, slowing the ball right up. Grenoble through Triou to Farnu, and Hardwick gets to the edge. It's been a knock-on. No advantage for Nevers.
Yeah, this is where Grenoble is struggling in these first 3 games, a large number of turnovers. So, in their own half, they played 3 or 4 phases. The ball got really slowed down by that massive double hit you saw from Smith and Noah. Double hit, really good D. Yeah, they still played on the back of it like we saw, and they actually create something. Hardwick making a break, get the pass away, but still pressure on from the defence. It wasn't really a huge hole for that winger anyway. I think they're overplaying there. I think they're playing too much. It's a point in time they should go to their pressure game, because they played 4, 5, 6 phases in their own half. It's inevitable at some point. What's happened? Turnover. Now it's a great attacking position for Nevers.
I know there's been people in the chat asking where Sam Davis is. He's had a shoulder operation. He'll be back in November. And a lot of Grenoble fans are asking the same question. When is Sam Davis back? As Nevers, they can attack, they can find the open spaces. Perry Mayo, 2 tries last week, has done exactly that. An entry into the 22 for Nevers. Simon Terrell. Feeding Koulibaly. Maafu. It's a sharp start and Terrell is sniping around the edges. Transition now. Is it Calandre? Wheels. But Nevers, 5 men back there. Oh, it was Hugo Triou was on the chase, putting pressure.
Yeah, some serious gas, and my God, Egg Lane really chased that down for a prop. To sprint like that, incredible fitness, incredible athlete. And to be fair, David was the first Nevers player to fall on that. That's pretty good wheels for a 7 as well.
And for being in the opposition, 22, Terrell manages to exit out of his own.
Yeah, this is Nevers. That first launch play was quite good, pretty good. But after that, it just got clunky and slowed down, and they ended up making a mistake, causing a turnover. You see the launch play now, they got some go forward, then after that, it's all downhill. The pass wasn't quite right, the ruck wasn't right, the player wasn't holding it, the offload was a bad option, bam, turnover, long kick, and now they're suffering in their own half.
A line out that goes to hand. Front man straight up. If in doubt, 2 ball.
Yeah, I'd imagine a kick to the corner now. Penalised our English friend for pulling down the ball.
Yeah, he was trying to be a tight end in the NFL. And they were impressed with how he moved, but no contract.
Yeah, can you imagine how hard it would be to learn a different sport? Especially a sport like NFL where everything's organised, the amount of calls and plays you have to memorise. On top of becoming someone who can read, someone blocking you and all those nuances. It must be incredibly difficult.
Good set from Grenoble. Bastien Souris under control at the back. They've got a wedge on. Escon misses out. 2 to Julien Heriteau. Kevin Noah.
Yeah.
Thought he got his team out of jail.
Yeah, he bent over the ball and the referee said his hands or his elbows had touched the floor. Then he swept back onto the player, but the player on the floor was still scrabbling forward a bit. So Triou, you can see here how they attack the line. And with the extra player off him, see how the 12 slips off to that other player? Gives him a one-on-one. He got great go forward. But the support was late, gave Noah a little shot onto the ball. But Noah wasn't onto it clean. And he dragged his hands back, touching the floor. Ref penalised him. They're going to be really hard on that this year.
I mean, if I were a Nevers fan, I might think that was a little harsh.
Yeah, it was a little bit harsh. Because the player on the floor, Triou, was really... He was still moving. He was still scrabbling a bit on the floor. I would have given Noah a bit of advantage there. But often referees, especially if the attacking team, have created a one-on-one fast ball, and they get to see any issues with the ruck defence. If someone like that is touched anywhere near touching the floor, I think this year they're going to be harder on these people.
First points for Grenoble through the boot of Romain Triou. A little trick play on the kickoff. Read by Romain's younger brother, Hugo.
And Noah's good, another good shot there. Really upright ball carrier. Noah just belted him. Look what happened out the back.
Oh, strange option again from Simon Terrell. Hardwick with the nudge through. Nevers under all kinds of pressure.
Or he can't be gassed by a loose head prop. Jeez.
Again, 2 good positions with ball. It's given away far too cheaply.
Yeah, he really... Terrell likes a little kick. Sometimes it works, but Hardwick, fantastic kick. And that loose head prop, Glenn again. He's a machine, sprinting around, nearly scoring tries. What an athlete.
Thibaut Martel, his face chasing after that ball, the number 7 for Grenoble. Farrell. Marc Palmier puts the bomb up and sits back in the pocket, leaving his winger to chase, or his fullback, sorry, Julien Fanou, who's over it and putting on pressure. Illegally so. Referee's consistent.
Yep, he's been very harsh on anyone trying to engage with defensive ball time. So in this kind of situation in the game, you should be thinking, if you're a jackler, you should be thinking, understanding this referee has penalised the first two people who've been in that situation trying to jackal. Then you've got to wind in your neck, trying to change your parameters around where you contest and where you don't. You've got to be intelligent about how you attack the situation when you come across a referee who's been really hard on this ruck situation.
That's one thing Sam Davis did say on an Instagram post of his post-operation. He used the hashtag no more jackling, saying he's hoping his shoulders. So I think that's how he did his shoulder in.
When 10s jackal, bad things happen.
Over the top this time. First carry for Nicolas Ragoevi. Squat, solid inside centre for Nevers. Terrell loops and dummies. Kevin Noah's been physical. His opposite man, Richard Hardwick, got a hold of him there. Slow ball. So they go to the big man, Keenan Knox. South African tight head prop. It's the best kind of tight head prop.
Yeah, I think you're seeing Nevers' problem. We talked about it, a clunky attacking team. So if you've got incredible beasts who can carry the ball, then you can go forward even in these situations. But Nevers don't have, well, Noah apart, any athletes like that. So what you need to do is be able to speed up the ball, create carries where you can go to deck when at the right time with the support in place to enable you to increase the tempo behind and maybe create some space. If you're just getting piled, wrestling, slow rucks, going to deck, repeating the same thing, you're going to end up being clunky like Nevers are now. They're looking a little bit lost in attack.
First scrum then. Let's see where they match up physically with Grenoble. Pretty solid so far. Richard Hardwick goes to the blind side.
Again, this ref's being a little bit harsh around the ruck time. So he penalised the Grenoble support players for sealing off, putting their hands on the floor and almost falling. But honestly, I think it's a bit harsh. I think you need to let the game flow a bit. Let's have a look at this again to see if I'm wrong.
Yes, the crucial thing is, was he...
His hands are down. Actually, to be fair, Churio does go down on one knee.
Had the Nevers player not gone in, then maybe he would have let it go.
Yeah, I think actually, to be fair, as the Nevers player was coming to get under him, he dropped down onto the floor. That is illegal. This one is about the player outside the lineout coming in. So you have to wait for the hooker to throw the ball before you can come in and lift if you're the player outside of a lineout. By outside the lineout, there's players standing in the line. You can see the player outside the lineout now. Again,
I didn't see that, Joe.
He penalised the player who dropped out, and he said there too many relays, too many people outside the lineout. I'm sorry, but that is really nitpicking.
Yeah, I was going to say this. Let's just say Thibaut Santamaria knows all the laws. Big carry from Kevin Noah.
That's good. Come, let's see them play now and accelerate. Let's go.
Winning the gain line a couple of phases. Is the ball going to be quick? Grenoble look well set. And again, pushing it, forcing it. Johan Wasserman this time.
Yeah, I mean, first phase good, second phase was okay. Then behind that, they're attacking the short side, but was completely covered. Enough defenders there. With the fast ball they had in the first two, there must have been space somewhere. It looks like they're probably going through with a plan move, no matter if there's defence in front of them. They've got to be able to read fast ball going. Fast ball, why go back the other way? Why not go flow side? it's difficult to defend flow side on fast ball. Nevers look a bit over-organised.
If we had a euro for every messed up line-out, Joe, this is...
Yeah. Yeah, the two hookers are struggling tonight. I think the Nevers hooker's a young player whose technique looks pretty poor. And there's obviously with calling nerves about the first match. But Bastien Thury is not a young player.
He played for too long.
Yeah, you thought he'd be more capable than he's shown tonight.
Nevers with another 22 entry. Their third of the game. They're 3-0 down on the scoreboard. The line-out stats are not going to be pretty. It's given Grenoble the opportunity to exit. And he puts his foot right through that one.
Yeah, good kick. That was the call. The hooker threw it. He couldn't have done much better than he did. Maybe a little bit more height on it, but honestly, the call was poor. The player's right in front of him. In that situation for a hooker, you can't blame him for that one. That's the call. Line-out call is a gift to be able to call to the right spot.
Pressure on from Grenoble. They've won this one. Tom DeLuz sticking the bomb up. Farnu equal to it. No team's really had the ball long enough to put any shape on it, partly due to decent defence. So the aerial game coming into play.
I'd say that's a win for Nevers. Probably only a win of 5 metres, but the line out, hats off to the Nevers line out there. That was a well executed line out. Off the back, they went for the pressure option. Grenoble dealt with it quite easily, but a very poor kick at the end there. A very poor kick from Palmier, and as a result, Nevers have got another shot in the opposition half.
Efi Maafu goes long this time.
Yeah, the two hookers are overthrow. The second hooker then knocks it on. They're two players.
It's a lonely place when it's not going well. I speak from experience.
They could be replaced after half an hour. Here we go. Throw it to my mate, who knocks it on. Good work. Some very... the Grenoble coaches are not happy, as you can see. They're not happy because this Nevers team is being quite physical, yes. They're putting in a lot of effort, yes. But the Grenoble team should be dominating more in terms of territory. They've had few opportunities in the opposition half. They're not firing on all cylinders at the moment, that's for sure.
Grenoble can really play, and they've got space with 16 men tied in the scrum. They're trying to go to the edge. Marc Palmier involved a couple of times there. Nevers picking up the loose ball, and that man, Kevin Noah.
But again, Nevers had so many people out wide, they should have shifted that.
Under pressure, Simon Terrell. Decent length on the kick. Is that high from Wasserman?
We're going to have a look at that.
TMO, we may hear from him after all, potentially. Yeah, Farnu stayed down. A little careless from Wasserman. We'll see about that in a moment. Another aerial contest to compete for.
Yeah, I think you'd all see that back home. Really poor from Wasserman, really poor to head anywhere near the opposition player. We'll have another look. Hopefully the Grenoble player is in the process of reducing his body height and dipping, or Wasserman could be in trouble.
He started low and just pulled. It was almost like he was trying to pull out at the last second.
I'm not sure if it's head on head though. We'll see here. Yeah, side of his head. At least I reckon orange. I'm going orange, Tim. It's just under the kind of. It's not clean on. He hits mostly the shoulder.
Yeah, yellow or orange.
Between yellow.
There does feel like there's been a calibration back from where we were, say a year or two ago. That would have been red.
Yeah, hands down. He's down. He's a bit low. He slips just under.
The speed he's running at, it's difficult to be accurate, but that's the game.
What's he doing at that body height approaching the tackle situation? It's just daft. It's the reason we need this to be penalised. Let's just hope it's not.
Moi, je partirais, donc, contact avec la tête, oui. Jeu déloyal, oui. C'est contact indirect.
I'm listening to the ref now.
Danger à carton jaune.
He's going yellow. Yeah, he said the contact on the head wasn't major. It's just slipping slightly under. A lot of contact on the shoulder. 15 dipping down. Referee, I think, wants to give a yellow.
Could argue he just managed to move his head out of the real danger zone.
Yeah, and that angle there is even more indicative that there wasn't a big impact at all between the two, between his head and the opposition player's head.
Different opinions in the chat anyway. Should be red, Michael Bennett, and then yellow only, says Mel. Poor technique. I think we can all agree on that one. Yellow, fair mark. Fair, reckless, yeah. Do you know what? If you appreciate the rugby on a Thursday night, the cool thing about this being free on YouTube, and how good is that, by the way, is you can just click that little share button, copy the link, and just stick it in a WhatsApp group with your rugby mates. Just let them know there's free rugby across the UK and Ireland from anyone's phone, the tablet, the TV. So do us a solid and do that if you appreciate the rugby. As Mark Palmier, his opposite number, Tom Deleuze, doesn't find touch. Escond. Tufanu back on his feet and in the game. Advantage for Grenoble.
Yeah, that fake pass from the 9 as the player was attacking the line meant that the Nevers team flew off the line too early. Now they're under pressure. Now they've got a Grenoble team who is flying up at them.
Ragoavi did really well there. Just real strength to hold him up off the deck. He'll come back for the penalty advantage.
Yeah.
Tell you what, that Ragoavi, next time you have a look at him, he's Georgian. He was a Georgian under 20, also French national, but could be a prop.
Yeah, he looks strong. He looks strong. Could you imagine a Georgian that looks like a prop who's playing centre? Who would have thought? Now they're powerful. The morphology, Georgians, some very strong men. And there's no surprise you got another one there. That was a really, again, one of the first times Grenoble put a few faces together that actually look all right. You see how the 6 thought he was getting the ball, ran forward, set off the defensive line. That means that defensive line's got poor connection to the ball. They're watching the men. Okay, it's the ball that sets you off when it leaves the 9's hands. As it gets picked up and leaves the 9's hands, bam, off you go. If you're watching the opposition, you can make mistakes like we just saw.
It's a 5-man line out. They've got the 6th forward there, so it looks like there's with no scrum half there. They're going for the drive. Suri's got his hands on the ball, and they've got a bit of a roll on. And penalty advantage. Suri's going all the way.
His nightmare is over. He's actually done something positive and he'd be over the moon. That could hit his highlights reel. A try from about 8 metres out. Beat a tackler as well. Good work, Suri.
First try for Grenoble in this contest. It's 8-0. Big smile on Eric Escond's face. It was well set, splintered right through the middle. Suri broke early, backed himself. Solid.
Yeah, real solid Grenoble maul. I'd like another good shot of that. We'll have a look again in a minute at how tight it was. You could see from that last clip about how tight it was. So the lifting block, as the player came down, there was no space for the Nevers players to get in between them and break them up. And on that base, they built a brilliant maul, which Suri scored off.
Triu, so good from the tee. Was it in the semi-final he nailed a like 60-meter kick practically under pressure to win it? I seem to remember.
Definitely. And against Oyonnax's first game of the year, 55-meter kick and injury time to win it.
Oh, it might have been that one.
He's got the balls and he's got a good boot on him.
Crowd are piping up now. 10-0 Grenoble. And Madeira, the skipper, carries it back. I think they might have just sensed as much as they're trying to go for the edges, they've got the power advantage. Maybe press that home.
Oh, great take. Oh.
Assistant referee did not spot what looked like a knock-on from Dylan Jaminet. He took the ball brilliantly.
That is a massive error for a pro refereeing team.
How significant will it be?
And with the TMOs meant to be looking for these things as well. Surprise! Oh,
Ragawavy. He's away. Could be very costly for them. Liam Turner, the former Leinsterman, new signing. And there are some boos. I wonder if that's for the reason exactly that we spotted, Joe. When Dylan Jaminet caught the ball, was there a spill on the deck, and is that too many phases back for them to check in any case? Great try, whatever the case.
I'm counting back. I'm thinking it's too many phases. Definitely. I mean, the Nevers centres, they do look like props, but they manufactured a great situation there. They put some speed onto the ball. Oh, here you go. They'll see it.
Oh, it's stuck to his
side. Actually all
Joe.
right. Yes. Perhaps they did see it and just realised it wasn't a knock-on. Fair play. We eat our words.
It's obviously on the big screen because the crowd are booing as that happens. Ragawavy, solid. And Liam Turner, he's had 41 appearances for Leinster, 7 in the URC last year. He's arrived in Nevers.
He's put on 5 kilos and now he's a crash ball.
He's in the tries.
Centre.
Ça a été checké, il n'y a jamais de claire déconnexion de la main vers le ballon, donc il n'y a pas de main avant, il y a essai.
Is there something else we're having a look at? No, we're just enjoying the try now.
Just enjoying the try. I mean,
it was a dog leg there. It looked like potentially offside, but it actually created the dog leg that Ragawavy went through.
yeah,
They are a couple of squat centres, aren't they?
they are. Squat is a good word for him. Yeah, the Grenoble team, I think that he wasn't offside. I think his line speed was okay. The defender outside lost his connection. He didn't come up with him, was watching the man in front and got dragged wide, which left this huge hole for them to flaunt through and score the try. Okay, but again, Nevers now, on the back of that, they've given easy field position. Lucky to get the line out, come their way.
Yeah, good point in the chat. It's not just former Leinsterman in Liam Turner. On the same team for Nevers, there is a former Munsterman, 4 years at Munster, the tight head prop, Keenan Knox. Thank you for the reminder of that. Kevin Noah. Oh, you can hear that contact.
That was American football.
And that's not going anywhere near touch. Good potential counter-attack ball here. Farnu flicks straight into attack mode. Off his wing, Hugo Triu. Farnu again. Liam Turner went for the turnover, put his hands up in the air. Referee's allowing the game to go on. Spilled by Grenoble. Not a great spot to kick from there, so maybe they'll try and engineer an exit here.
Yeah, as they load up that long ruck designed to give the 9 enough time and protection to kick the ball.
Still under pressure. Pitching wedge for Terrell, just outside the 22.
Yeah, Terrell, you see his technique's not great. He lets go of the ball really early. It's in the air a long time. He doesn't have much time to kick through it. Yeah, some of his kicks are poor. He can kick a long way. He can do some brilliant kicks, but he's not consistent. And as a 9, you're vital to exits. You're vital to getting your team up the pitch. And we've just seen from Nevers, a young team, 2 very poor exits, which have given Grenoble an opportunity in their half. I mean, Grenoble will be disappointed. They had momentum, they had fast ball, they were on the front foot, and again, they turned the ball over earlier. In the last couple of games, they made 13 turnovers, 15 turnovers, and against Agen, they were awful. They've got to start getting their attack firing, holding onto the ball and staying dangerous at the same time.
Well, after the try a moment ago, no surprise that Suri just marshalling that ship from the back. Another powerful maul. Nevers struggling to stem the tide. It's gone 10 metres as Escon lets it go. There is space. If that could have gone from Palmier. It gets to Triou. Mayo.
Amazing. Mayo did so well there. Interesting fact about Mayo, he changed his middle name to Perry by Depot to get sponsorship from Nando's.
Yeah, nice one, Joe. Almost fell for it, mate. Well done, well played.
He did do it. I thought he was going to get gassed there from Chiguyo, but he just managed to get there back in front. Listen, Nevers, they hold them out here. Yellow cards coming back on soon. There'll be an equal points, 7-7 during this 10-minute break. They will be over the moon. It could give them a little pump into the last 10 minutes of this first half.
No surprises what Grenoble are doing with this one. No scrum half in sight. Escon's at the back now. It's not going over on this phase. It's not going over at all. And Nevers are going to get away with the yellow card period.
Yeah, so he said, I think he said screen before contact. So the lifting block, put the player in the air. As he's coming down, one of the lifters, if they block the opposition from accessing that jumper, then they get penalised. So you have to allow the opposition to hit the player. You can't just block him while he's still in the air before the maul has formed.
The Stade des Alpes is home of the football team in Grenoble, who play in the French second tier of football as well.
Actually,
they share the stadium.
Yes, you're correct. They've fallen from grace actually from where they were a few years ago as a football team. Sorry, there was actually a Grenoble player ahead of the man who picked. He ran into him, blocked the tackler in that situation.
Nevers on halfway. Confidence built. They're 3 points down. 30 minutes gone. Hanging in, and they're trying to do some damage from the maul as well. Mayafu. Defence is set. The man straight back on the pitch. Wasserman. There's a hole in. There are the odd hole in that defensive line. They're set now, though. The ball is slow once again. Koulibaly. Little predictable, but tell you what, Dylan Jaminet did well to evade the tackle, supported by Mayo. Terrell. Now Ragoavi. Liam Turner, the try scorer. Lincoln with Wasserman back on the field. Force the offload again in the 22. Signs of danger from Nevers. They've had a great counter ruck, Keenan Knox.
Wasn't that? Yeah. So obviously Grenoble wanted to recycle the ball, get the speed on their feet, get some width so they could kick out the ball and exit. The support player on the ball carrier, was really slow to get over the ball. And he was isolated, he was on his own. The two tacklers on the Nevers team stayed on their feet after the tackle. It was a pretty weak hit, but just pushed the ball carrier out of the deck. And from a low position, they just exploded into that first Grenoble clear-up, dominated him physically and pushed him back. One of the Grenoble players then came in from the side illegally. We'll see it here again. Those two players just manhandle the loose head prop for Grenoble, just dominate that situation and create the penalty.
Lovely footwork from Dylan Jaminet.
Yeah, wonderful.
That was an offload that worked. Vassman did so much good work, and not for the first time in the match, just forced it when it wasn't needed.
Yeah, did you look how slow that ball was as well? Wasserman just stood over it, slowing it down, not letting his 9 near it, and then committed the cardinal sin. Turnover when Nevers finally creates some good ball, finally do something magical. Gave the offload, didn't work.
Chance to level it up. Tom Deleuze just pushes it right. Grenoble not nearly as fluent as last season. How much do you put that down simply to a lack of Sam Davis in this team? I don't want to be unkind to Mark Palmier. Sam Davis was so instrumental.
Yeah, his ability to attack the line, make the right decision is legendary, isn't it? I think when Barnaby Couillou comes on, I think we're seeing a team that can attack better than they have been doing so far.
Yeah, I don't want to be unkind to Eric Escond as well, but starting to look more like a scrum half just getting into his 30s now. 32, former Toulon scrum half. Just there's a lack of sharpness from Grenoble, and it's giving Nevers confidence.
Yeah, I mean his hairline's been like that since he's been 18, but he's actually old enough to have a hairline like that now.
Opportunity straight away. Tom Deleuze flips into counter-attack mode. Up it goes. He's under it as well. Oh, good battle of the tens there. Palmier on top in this one, and Grenoble sense there's an edge.
That is better play from Grenoble. Before they were forcing it, keeping it in the hand, there was a huge amount of space in the backfield. Sadly, the kick wasn't well executed. If that kick had been better, they would now be inside the opposition 22, probably with a line out for them, as the Nevers team would have had to have kicked it out. Foot race to Coffin corner is where it should have been. But a better option, just a bit better with the execution, and Grenoble would have been in an amazing field position. Still, this ain't bad. Pressure on Nevers, who again have had a shocker around line out time.
He's worked hard. Eli Eglain. Julien Herito. Tricky game for him last week. He sets the target as it goes to Cal-Andre. Spills the ball, but it goes backwards. Tidied up. Solid D from Philip Kleinans.
Great D. Great steal, great jackal. We'll see it here. The ball carrier, I mean Hardwick, the ball bobbled out because the Grenoble player didn't control the ruck before that. He had to pick, he got to go forward, and the support player was just a fraction of a second late.
That was
bobbles out here. Hardwick has to pick quickly.
Yeah, and this is a South African just getting the better of a Namibian.
And we see him just lock his hands onto that ball. When you're fast onto the ball like that, Courtney Lawes is fantastic at it. Just bam onto the ball instantly. As the cleaner comes in, even if he's under your body height, if you can stay locked onto that ball, you win penalties like that one we saw.
Well, they try and keep it as simple as they possibly can, Nevers, going short, and even that can't sort their line out. Suri thought he was through. Chicken win offload. Martel gets his hands on the ball. It's come this side to Hugo Triou again.
Again, they'll be disappointed there. Grenoble last year, do not make errors like that. Davis or no Davis, all these players are capable of playing better than this. I think the ball's a bit greasy. Looks like there's been a bit of dupe in the evening. That is going to be really disappointing for a player of that class to not make that pass. He expects better. We expect better. He should be doing better than that for sure.
Like he got freaked out by a fly. What sort of insects are in that part of France, Joe?
Giant insect, Grenoble insect landing on the shoulder. That did freak him out, didn't it?
Right, line-out's a bit questionable. Scrum time, let's have a look. Solid from Nevers. Kevin Noah, he has not stopped running today on a really big carry up to the 10-metre line.
Oh, come on, play fast.
And all of the momentum that Noah just generated.
Oh, it's frustrating.
Has come out of the balloon. Koulibaly slows down again. They're left with no option.
Oh,
and
man,
it's overcooked.
That is annoying. I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed with Nevers. Fast ball, because they've organised an exit out the back. They slow the ball down, give it to the forwards. Fast ball like that, he brings in the 12. There's going to be a huge number of space and fast players to play. You should play at those moments. It's just a young team following their coach's orders, not adapting to the situation in front of their eyes. It's really, really poor. And they pay for it in a big way.
2 minutes before half-time. We're going to have a look at this weekend's top 14 fixtures, Joe and I. So if you're interested in the top 14 this weekend, stick around. We'll go through that. Just a couple of minutes to half-time. And can Grenoble do anything as Brandon Nansen carries hard? And Kevin Noah has been tireless for Nevers. Farnu nudges it. Opportunity. Ooh. Dylan Jaminet. Does look like his brother, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does a bit. Maybe his social skills are better. Now, that was pretty... he knocks it out a bit. But yeah, I'm really still frustrated with Nevers. And that sums up. They've scored that nice try where a player shot out the line. Poor defence, we could say, from Grenoble, as opposed to amazing play from Nevers. They're really struggling to create fast ball. Their possession stats are okay, and they have the ball at times. They're just some good launch plays. They have moments where they get fast ball. They're just not able to react.
Oh, Hardwick just slowed before contact there. I'd slow up and try and avoid contact if it was George Smith waiting for me. 6'9", 140 kegs of him. Farnu into the 5-metre tram line and 10 metres out from Nevers' try line. Nansen smashed.
That was. Let's see that again. That was an awesome hit. He's still on the floor, sucking up a bit of wind. Player low, player high. He was put through the mincer there, waterboard style. I'm sure
both the number 5s on either team, former Northampton Saints players.
Here we go. Great shot in the legs, great tackle.
Big moment in the context of the game. This could completely change the atmosphere of the dressing rooms. Ooh, walking in.
This time it is for shielding. So the lifting block. As the jumper comes down, you can't step across and start blocking the opposition. The referee, I know he knows all the rules, has decided that that is what has happened. Nevers tap it, kick it off into half-time. They'll be over the moon to be 3 points behind.
Nansen and Hardwick just getting caught out. Half-time, 10-7. Grenoble stuttering. They were top of the table last year. They lost last week and would have been hoping to bounce back, but Nevers taking those little breaths as a team together. Average age of 23, they're young, they're inexperienced. That's showing up with some of the errors, but they're hanging in there.
Yeah, they're certainly battling. Physically, they're getting stuck in as well. Here we go.
Je pense qu'il faut qu'on mette un peu plus d'intensité dans ce qu'on fait. Plus de justesse.
The second half are going to be more intense than everything we do.
Des petites passes, le ballon est mouillé.
Little passes, the contact, the ball's wet. We've got to adapt to that and pass differently.
Faut tenir le ballon, je pense que ça va passer.
Got to hold on to the ball and we'll get there.
Et on va avoir dans un tout petit instant l'autre arrière, Dylan Jaminet, auteur d'une belle première période. Bonsoir Dylan, merci de nous arrêter à notre micro. Dylan, pour l'instant vous êtes au contact, une première période intéressante malgré le gros point d'or de la touche. Comment remporter le bras de fer en deuxième période et faire un coup?
Déjà si on a sur nos touches, on pourra peut-être être mieux. Après, c'est ce qu'on attendait sur
The
cette première
lineout's got to be
mi-temps.
better in the second
Maintenant, il faut qu'on
half.
bascule sur la deuxième parce qu'on sait que Grenoble sont très bons sur la deuxième mi-temps. Il va falloir qu'on gomme certains détails
We've
et
got
après
to
continuer dans notre
do
caractère. On
certain
est très bien,
things
donc
better.
continuer comme ça et pas baisser les
We
bras.
know Grenoble
Merci
were good
beaucoup.
in the second half, and he was desperate to get back in the change room.
Right. Well, I'm looking forward to this second half. See if one of the teams can get a line out going. The one that has worked has ended in a try for Grenoble, but that's all they managed. Nevers hanging in. Liam Turner from Leinster has made it a 3-point game. The score at half-time, 10-7. Right, back with the second half in Pro D2, but we've got a big weekend of top 14 rugby. It is back, and the Sunday night game, Toulon-La Rochelle. Nolan Le Garrec has said that La Rochelle have what it takes to do great things. What do you make of these two?
Yeah, they do. They got that physicality and ability to pressure Toulon. Listen, Toulon have got off to a decent start to the season. Against Cass last week, they struggled a bit, but that first game, they played and beat Montpellier. Montpellier had 48 rucks. 48 rucks inside the 22 of Toulon. Toulon had 4 rucks in the opposition 22, and yet they won the game by 10 points. They're a difficult team to play against. La Rochelle are going to have to really up their attacking game to win that one.
Well, we saw Gael Drayan score an amazing try the weekend that made the difference from distance. Cass, that leaves them winless. Same goes for Clermont. Same goes for Montpellier that you mentioned. All of those 3 teams are hosting sides that are 2 from 2. Bayonne go to Castres, Pau go to Clermont, Toulouse to Montpellier. Interesting little matchups there.
Very, very. I think seeing Clermont, Pau, I'm looking forward to seeing Pau have got the minerals this year. Going to Clermont and putting in a good performance there will be a sure sign if they have, because Clermont are going to be coming and attacking that game hard. Urios is all about effort. Pau traditionally been a team who've been a bit light maybe at times in these kind of tough scenarios, going to a difficult place to play. Will they front up? Let's say they do that. Castres Bayonne. Castres are going to be desperate for a game. Listen, they've been close, really close to winning twice. They're in a position where they're playing okay. So I think Bayonne going there, Castres should be able to roll them over. For me, Montpellier, Toulouse, for me, is the biggest game of the weekend. Montpellier haven't won a game yet. Toulouse had a relatively poor performance last week for them. So they're going to go there flying. Will Montpellier be able to step up and win that one? Chatting to Billy during the week, he was nervous about it, really nervous, because if you lose 3 games, 2 home games at the start of the season, the French get really jumpy. They lose confidence, becomes a difficult place to be.
Ooh, interesting. Just I can't remember the name of the Clermont forwards coach, but he used a couple of phrases which I was going to ask you about, because it sounds like one of those phrases that makes more sense in French than in English. So I want to know what the meaning of this. Quote, "We are in an accounting emergency, but there is no fire."
I think it's basically saying we're in statistically we're not great.
Yeah.
But we're not. Accountancy is
Accountancy,
one of the hardest things you could probably bring up in the sporting environment.
And the other one is, it's because it's a home game. It's high time we put the church back at the centre of the village.
Yeah, and that's just more about effort, turning up, protecting their stadium, fighting for the game. Yeah, fighting for your hometown.
Well, also winless in the top 14 is Perpignan. They host Racing 92. Hassan Kalingar from Racing, he was injured most of last season, but he's back. And he said that the mentality is totally different in the group this year.
Yeah, I think they're going for an effort mentality. Gone away from... before they failed abysmally to get some sort of team spirit going and mentality and working hard. But now Owen's left. Owen would have brought a lot of that. Would have been trying to drive people, getting up to the levels he's used to and he expects. Now he's left, obviously didn't work out for him, but he's left some of his DNA there. And if they can harness that and keep it going, great. But really, I want to see if Calazo got them up for one big game at home against Bordeaux. Will they tumble now? Go into a team that's relatively weak, that maybe they should win, should beat? Will they be able to have the same level of intensity and engagement that they had against Bordeaux? We'll see.
It's interesting you say that, actually. Kalingar did say that Owen Farrell was part of the change of the mentality at the club. It's just you didn't see the fruits of it last year. So, yeah, interesting. And then we've got a couple of games left to go. I've got the best quote from any captain ever in the least media trained answer ever. I'll leave that for Bordeaux Montauban. Lyon, 2 wins from 2. Stade Francais, got a little something about them. Lyon being 3 from 3. That, like you say, if you're winless after 3, people get nervous, but there'll be a bit of growing confidence, won't there?
Yeah, they'll be buoyant. I mean, they had a good start to last season as well, then dropped off. Again, I mean, that matches 2 teams that we haven't watched a huge amount of yet. Stade Francais had to reduce their budget by quite a lot last year, so their squad's not as incredible as it was before. Physically, in the scrum, they were dominating everyone, getting loads of penalties, slipping games away. They got a new head coach. Guzzi's taken over there. They got some coaches underneath him who are new. They're still a work in progress because they lost quite heavily last week. And Lyon have, again, an incredible budget, a good squad. Hopefully this year's the year they realise that.
Yeah, they'll definitely be wanting to get to the playoffs. So then, how many points are UBB going to get against Montauban?
Yeah, UBB played like absolute... UBB were terrible last week. Their motivation was the lowest they've ever seen. They've taken a rocket from the head coach, Yannick Brou. Everyone's very disappointed with them. When you have a moment like that, there's going to be a reaction this week. Montauban might choose to rest a few people as well, so you could end up with Bordeaux coming out and just smashing that game. There's still a lot of injuries at Bordeaux, I must say, but I think still they should come out and smash that game.
Montauban haven't won yet. They gave a good account of themselves at home. They're back on the road. Their captain, I absolutely love this guy. He's all heart, but this is the beautiful thing about a club like Montauban getting promoted. They weren't expected to, and he's just loving life in the limelight. He was asked in an interview about Fabien Galtier, who he played under, and his quote is the least media-trained quote I've ever seen. He said, "Fabien Galtier is the worst person on earth." The biggest piece of merde on a human level. He's also the best coach I've ever had.
Yeah, I think kind of Eddie Jones vibe sometimes some guys talk about. But Galtier had a huge effect on Montpellier, and they finished first, lost the final when he was there one year. For a club that at a point in time, relatively small, much smaller budget, it brought in a really simple game plan based almost on what Wasps did, because at Stade Francais we beat them heavily, and I remember him discussing it with Sean Edwards after the match. He adopted a lot of those moments and brought them into Montpellier when he became a head coach, and Quercy was there at the same time. But there's many stories about how he talked to people, how he acted in the environment, things he did, and I think the players finally had a revolt to get rid of him because they were so pissed off with how he's treating them. And being a bit hypocritical at times, they believed that they fundamentally had a revolt, mutiny, and said, get lost. But he did an amazing job and lifted that team up to levels they only surpassed when they beat us in the final.
Well, I just want to fire a shot across the bows to every other captain of every other team in professional sport. Like, channel your inner Fred Quercy and give us the proper answers that you really think. Well done, Fred Quercy, for that. Amazing stuff. Right.
Yes, Fred Quercy. Remember, ex-boxer, he's probably not shy of talking the truth.
100%. All right, so that's the Top 14 weekend coming up. We'll have loads of content coming on the channel very soon, a review of the Top 14 weekend, highlights of the weekend of Pro de Dirt, but we're focusing fully on the second half of our game here. Drop a little thumbs up on the video. Loads and loads, hundreds, thousands of people watching and engaging. Only 20 thumbs up. That boosts the algorithm gods if you appreciate the content. And more importantly, next Friday, we've shifted to a Friday because look at that matchup. Brive against Grenoble. That is going to be massive. Kick-off 8 p.m. next Friday, the 26th of September. Dax against Van. Van against Oyonnax. Our games in the first couple of weekends of October.
So still time, guys, to come out and join us in Brive. The details are all there. We're going to have a Thursday night mixing with the fans, meeting the players, talking about one of the greatest moments in Brive rugby history. Drinks, food, it'll be fantastic. Friday, play rugby against the local fans and then walk to the stadium after a few beers and some burgers. Walk to the stadium, 15,000 people, Brive Grenoble. It will be awesome.
Do you know what? I've been getting a little bit down by the weather this week. It's suddenly just turned so rubbish. It feels like summer's a distant memory now. You can maybe hold on to a little bit more of it. It'll be much nicer in Brive. So if you can be impulsive and just go. Come and join us. It'll be ace. Right, thank you very much for watching. We've got a great second half here.
It's really interesting. It's a really interesting game. Nevers turned up, 23 years old, average age. They've made plenty of mistakes. I've been beasting them in attack, a few poor exits, but just effort. Off the hook effort, getting off the floor. Noah smashing people. All his teammates backing him up. They've really stuck into this game. It's just character that's keeping them in there. The other thing keeping them in there is, again, a Grenoble team who are not firing all cylinders, just making errors. The last couple of games they've played, the error count has been far higher than it's been before. Yeah, they're missing Davies, but some of the other players are not stepping up to the levels they had, that level of symbiosis, the level of ability and that synchronization they had last year. They're not quite there.
It's nice because we are across the UK and also Ireland, and there are some quite a few people watching in Ireland, presumably in Leinster, maybe specifically in Dublin, who are quite interested to see Liam Turner. Comments that he seems to have properly filled. I wonder how they feel back in Ireland that he's been sort of let go to accommodate Rico Ioane coming in.
Yeah, it must be quite difficult with the talent they have, the amount of game time you get. Vaka Baladze, another Leinster player at Brive, he just wasn't getting any game time because they got this huge squad of very talented players. And at some point, you got to think, am I going to play? And I'm playing rugby. You need to play rugby, no matter the place you're from. And anyway, a number of these Leinster players have gone to other clubs and done very well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a seriously talented production line they've got. It's no surprise that players get to a point in their career and just want to play more regularly. 7 starts last season in the URC for Leinster, but clearly enjoying life at Nevers.
Yeah,
and that just,
not get away from
as
Cash,
much as anything,
Tim.
Joe, it just speaks volumes about Pro de Deux more than anything.
There's probably that. And then Cash is the other mate. I think the players got short careers. The club, Leinster, could be the love of your life, but at some point you've got to think, okay, you've got to take care of the future. And Cash becomes his factor as well as playing. And it just speaks volumes again that they can earn probably a lot more than they get at Leinster coming to play in Nevers in the middle of France in Pro de Deux.
Yeah, I've never been to Nevers. I've probably driven past it as I was driving from Paris to Lyon or something like that. Slap bang in the middle of the country on the Loire Valley.
Yeah, I think some nice white wine maybe nearby. Not a million miles from Burgundy probably. But yeah, it's not a place you'd ever go to if you didn't want to go. I don't see why you'd never go past it. There's nothing nearby that's that interesting.
Say you're going to be upsetting any fans of Nevers at the minute, Joe.
Yeah, however, the town's meant to be wonderful with one of the greatest spirits in France, I heard. So you've got to wait till I get the however bit in.
We're seeing again, the tackle pads were out on the field. Do you remember last week there were people holding the tackle pads for people running out onto the field again to hit? This time there's just tackle bags on the floor. Yeah,
that's more guess what to do with these ones. But last week it was fun to see the subs trying to smash people as they were running out. You've got to be ready for that one. I suppose it wakes you up, doesn't it? You're running out if you're not paying attention. Yeah. Get blindsided by one of your substitutes for the bag.
Do you know what? It sounds like a really good atmosphere in that crowd. I almost think they like...
No, it is. But you notice the Grenoble fans love one end. It's like the cop. There's one end that is completely full and they all love to pack around that end. It's really bizarre.
It is a 20,000 capacity stadium. It's full for the biggest matches. There's still a fair old number in. And are they going to be cheering their team onto a victory? They will hope so. They'll think they've got enough with the talent coming off the bench, the likes of Barnaby Quiyu. We could have that moment where it's Quiyu to Triu to Triu.
That's a poor chase.
Farnu has time. Returns it with interest to Scund. Tip pass. to his tight head prop, Georgi Pataya, the Georgian. Already a little smoother from Grenoble. Chewing through the yards. Carry winning the gain line again, Thomas Ployer. George Smith does well to slow it up, but there is space. Again.
Oh, it's disappointing. There was a moment, that's a lovely play. The chase, I must say, from Nevers was poor and lazy. First time I've seen that creep into their game. As a result, they got massive go forward from the kick return. They played lovely rugby on the way back, but there was a moment there where Palmier had enormous space in front of him. If that was Sam Davis, he would be hammering at that space, either drawing players in and passing to the player running off his shoulder into the space, or going through a hole himself. That was a moment where the difference in class between the 10s was never more apparent.
When Demi Veillard there is, the camera's on him because this is his very first professional game of rugby. Came through the Toulon Academy, making his debut for the club. And yeah, this is his first game, top flight senior rugby.
How old is he?
He's 21, but they give him time in the academies, don't they, to bloom?
Yeah. In England, you pressure contact at 18 or go somewhere else. In France, you got to 21, 22 to perfect your rugby game. A bit more time to develop.
Didn't get an opportunity at Toulon. Straight in, he's hit his first ruck in Pro D2. Farnu winning the aerial battle. Mafu had a little go at his scone, let him have the ball, and there is space again for Grenoble. Wasserman has covered his man. Smoother, quicker, coming back down the blind side.
Whoa.
Thibaut Martel, the edge forward, just takes it into touch.
That was poor from Grenoble. Looking better, they're slightly slicker in attack, but again, hitting back to the short side, going into touch like this is criminal. You can get slammed for that in a meeting. I can now hear someone like Sean Edwards berating a player that would have done that in the old days at Wasps.
And it's Veillard who puts pressure on the line out. Grenoble win it. Romain Triou, supported by Hardwick, just the one man needed to recycle the ball. Farnu cutting back in as they approach the 22. Eglain, serious work rate on him. Out the back and to the edge. And Martel again. Oh, it's the skipper, Jose Madeira.
Yeah, again, just the pass not quite right. You could say the player maybe could have done better and caught that. But again, Grenoble are making these errors. I've talked already about the first 3 games of the season, the error rate they're hitting. Now, as the season goes on, teams like this will evolve and they'll get better and they'll get more synchronized between them so the passes will be better. But currently, they're hitting these high error rates. And if they carry on with these high error rates, it's a sign that the team they've got are trying to play rugby they're not capable of doing. So whilst players like Sam Davis could come back because their skill level's better, they're going to execute more thoroughly, this team have to realise the ability level they got and go to the pressure options when they're right. And around that, in training, obviously work on the ability to execute. But passes like this, last year they were sticking. Currently, they're not doing that at all. So they're just looking here at the clean out. The Grenoble player fell. Yeah, he fell on the legs of the jackal.
All round the back, yeah. Not Nansen, it was the one before.
Yeah, from the side.
Ployer.
Yeah, from the side. Falls on his leg. That could be at least a yellow. They're really harsh. When you fall on the articulations, the movement joints of the ankle and knee, it's a massive risk moment.
You can forgive the first bit because Noah moves forward as he tries to clean him, but then he rolls around even more and pulls him. Yeah.
You've got to let go. Let go. Yeah, yellow card. Big moment again. Good kicking position. Down to 14. This is going to be interesting. This game's spicing up. Grenoble were looking like they had a bit more vif and life about them. But now they're going to go back to 14 men. Nevers, are they going to take the 3? Or are they going to go for the more? Let's have a look.
You know, one thing I like about that is Kevin Noah could have waved his arms in the air and kind of tried to buy the yellow card, but he just looked up casually at the referee and
he just sucked it up and got on with it, didn't he?
Any chance? He's a tough rooster.
Yeah, he's had a good game.
Ebenezer Shimanga, a bit of a hybrid player. I was wondering what position. Okay, he's coming on for Kevin Noah because Shimanga's been a winger. He's played centre. He's coming on in place of a number 8. So very much a 2025 rugby player.
Yeah, Shimanga, where's he from?
He's Congolese, played at Western Province. First season with Nevers.
Well, he won't be over the moon with his first touch. Not that I think the ball was meant for him. It was just a poor pass from the line.
Did you ever train? You were a back row. Did you ever train or in a game have to slot in at centre? Or anything like that, Joe?
Yellow cards. I played on the wing for England once. Yellow cards. It was an interesting challenge. I used to play centre a bit as well when I was younger. So that was kind of the back row is almost mixing up centres and back row quite a lot. With players like Uyula Rinley in the squad, it was easy to do things like that.
It's the modern way, isn't it?
Yes, certainly something people are thinking about more now. Some incredible players who can play happily in centre or back row.
Terrell goes quickly. Spots some space in the backfield. They are chasing Farnu down. Catch him on the 5-metre line. Grenoble a man down. Now deep in their own 22. 3 points to the good. But have invited pressure on themselves.
Yeah, now Nevers do have an opportunity in the opposition half. Getting their bearings lost a bit on that last penalty, but now can Nevers pull a line out the bag? At half-time they had a lot of discussions around the line-out. I can picture the line-out coach at Nevers now scratching his head and screaming at the players in the change room, coming up with some simple options they can do. They threw a couple of perlers, they messed up a load. Let's see if they can get the ball rolling again.
It looks like they're going for the maul. Not straight.
They can't.
Well, they're just, even with Thomas Ployer off the field, they're just not able to engineer a jumper in space on his own. Do you credit Grenoble with that, or is this just poor line-out calling, bad drills? I'm not exactly sure.
Grenoble are all over their line-out. So how many times have we seen a Grenoble jumper going up in front of Nevers? I think 3 or 4 times already. There have been bad throws on top of that as well. So there's pressure coming on, there's bad throwing, and each time there's pressure on, it gets in the head of the hooker even more. So you end up with the lots and not straights like we've seen here. Part of this is going to be due to the number of good jumpers that Nevers have. Grenoble have got more, so they can mark up very easily the Nevers jumpers, and the result is, as you see.
I feel like this game's going to be won by the team that make the fewest mistakes and can actually execute when there are opportunities. There's been plenty of 22 entries. A lot of the game played in this middle part of the pitch, trying to establish some dominance, and the gain line is one thing. Nevers haven't been able to win consistently enough. George Smith gets them a bit of go forward. Wasserman trying to clean, but Ascon's already got the ball away, and there is space on the right hand side. Grenoble have numbers. Strange kick. Tom Deleuze caught, however, on his own, just on the outside his own 22. Farnu with a really strong chase, but did not release.
Again, that's kind of harsh. Oh, interesting.
Terrell's away. He's completely on his own. He nudges over the top.
Go on. Oh, is he?
5 metre channel. Wasserman on the chase.
Wow, I've actually seen him do that a few times over the last couple of years. He, I would say, can make errors. Some of his kicking's poor. He can do weird things at times. But wow, sometimes he can tap and go at the right moment and chase down his own kick. Fair play.
Lungs are burning after that chase. Farnouz as well. Ebbing and flowing. Over the top this time from the referee's going to let them have another go.
Again, to be fair to the referee, to be fair to him, I was watching the placement of the ball and live. Tim was trying to get back on his feet and play that quickly himself. He was prevented from doing so by being held on the floor.
Grenoble penalty advantage. Oh, knock on, it must have been knock on advantage.
I think it is something illegal. The man outside the line-out from Nevers came in the line-out too early to lift, and it's a free
Maybe
kick.
it would have been a free
penalty.
kick.
Yeah.
Terrell all on his own for that moment. Here we go.
Ooh.
Grenoble all over it again. Vaillard is on, but he's not able to sort it out. 2 men in the backfield for Nevers. Dylan Jaminet. Ambitious.
Ambitious, yes. Oh, man.
He's got confidence.
He does. It's like the time one of my kids was 4 and he tried to eat a Côte de Boeuf. It never had a chance of it happening. 4 bites and he's done.
Oh, I could nail it.
But again, the line-out, the Nevers line-out, the 22 entries, you've got opportunities in the 22. That's when the line-out really becomes important. You're seeing a Nevers team that can run around, they're being physical, they're smashing people, but in the line-out, they're really lacking aerial line-out players. And as a result, this Grenoble team are all over them.
What can Shimanga do to help? Not so much at line-out time, but certainly with his carries, he's got to take that workload that Kevin Noah has left off. Raghawavi thought he might have been away, but it's been a knock-on.
Again, they're running.
He's not happy.
No, they're running these plays that are pre-organised. So the counter-attack would have been pre-organised for carry to where he carried to, and then the winger was running off the 10, who's bouncing back towards the ruck. We saw Ireland do it against France a few years ago, a similar kind of move. So the 10 drags people out, bounces back, and there's often space after a counter-attack near the ruck. But again, these are moves that are all pre-planned and pre-called, and they're clunky and slow. Nevers would be better off getting into the opposition half, letting them play themselves and smashing them and playing the ball fast when they get a turnover or a good opportunity.
There's the injury list for Grenoble. Some serious talent on that list there. Sam Davis, Romain Fusier as well. His centre partnership with Romain Triou is just about the best in Pro D2.
Yeah, Rakuka, the Fijian wingers. A good talent at creating opportunities as well.
What would the conversation be there if you were on the touchline, Joe?
They're talking probably about what we've mentioned about the number of errors and how the team are not functioning and being able to operate together like they normally can. Again, another turnover. The turnover rate for Grenoble is huge. 13 in the first game, 15 in the second game. Against Eugène, I think it was even more than that. And today, how they've gone currently, we're going to be up into the high teens again, I'm sure.
Keenan Knox had a real edge in that scrum. He came out limping from it, but he had a proper edge on that scrum, and it gave Vaillard an opportunity to attack Hardwick.
Definitely, it was a really solid scrum. Gave the back row good opportunity to get out and get off the line and put in a good shot. And you saw there the effects when the ball's damp and wet. It's actually worse than when it's raining really hard. It's damp and wet. If you get a good shot in the arm on the ball, there's a big chance of that popping out like it did just there. That's where the ball carrier.
What do you reckon his bench press PB is? He must only have to move his arms up and down about 4 inches.
I don't think his arms go beyond his chest.
Yeah. Ilya Kaikatishvili, the tight head prop, and that looks like the night done for Keenan Knox. And it looked for a minute as it was going to be the whole front row. 2 more Georgians waiting on the touchline to come on for Nevers. Looks like Nevers could have an edge. Raguevi. He's definitely got an edge whenever he's carrying the ball near the gain line. Ma'afu plays 9. George Smith manages to tidy that ruck up. Tom Deleuze running down blind channels a little bit. Nevers. That's the cut. Oh, the 2 former Northampton locks.
I saw a little pat on the head after as well.
Gladiatorial, that shot. Wasserman's after this one. Calandre taps it back to Fanu. Shimanga. He's managed to ping Grenoble again. Winning the territorial battle just now. It is a 3-point game, remember. That yellow card for Grenoble will be reversed at the next breakdown. Dylan Jaminet evades the first tackle, as he has done pretty much every time this evening. Caught eventually, space it in behind. Fanu covering. Up it goes from Tom Deleuze. Escond steps away from him. He's played in Champions Cup quarter-finals, Eric Escond. Triu thought he had his hands free, trying to get the ball back to the hooker Suri. It's his front row partner Pataya setting a target. Nevers starting to look outnumbered. Liam Turner's out there waving for people to come and fold in. Turner himself trying to slow the ball up. Escond gets it going again. Mark Palmier just sitting back, starting to become a little bit more influential in this second half. I haven't seen a great deal of him, but he's spilt that. Believably so. No release.
I think he might have touched the ball after, but to be fair, well, he didn't rip it out. The player just lost it on the floor. It wasn't like he was trying to jackal the ball. I think he might have touched it after, so justice came in the end. But again, the ref being a little harsh on the defensive side there, ruck time.
He's been consistently. What was the word you used to describe him, Joe? Not picky, but whatever it is. He's been consistently so.
Yeah, there's a relatively high number of penalties in this game.
Sounds like a Mexican wave that the crowd are entertaining himself with as Roman Triu lines this one up.
Quite a relaxed build-up, hasn't he, process? Put it down.
Quite old school.
Put it down like a footballer, just taking a corner.
Six-point cushion. Roman Triu. He's been a clutch kicker. That is a get-up.
That is a get-up. What's he going to do after the game on Thursday night in Grenoble? I'd like to follow him around with camera one day. That's for sure.
Eric Escond replaced by Barnaby Quiu.
Let's see if he can pick this up. Let's see if he can pick up the pace of the game, put in the right pass, make the right decision. Kick well, he needs to kick well. He's a class act, so let's see if he can pull that out of the bag now.
He's a real danger as well. 10 tries for Barnaby Quiu last year.
Yeah, he's a fine player. Not quite as good as his brother, but not far off.
Yeah, Baptiste. Still at Lyon? I'm just trying to... He hasn't moved on, has he?
I think he's been injured, yeah. I think he's had an injury.
His first intervention is a kick from his own 22. Got a good hang time on it. But Terrell, the two half-backs for Nevers with their pink boots, mixed it up quite well against more experienced opposition.
That was a poor kick. I think he should have gone for length. He would have had probably a counter-attacking opportunity at least, or the opposition would have kicked it off. Poor kick, because the first kick was fantastic. Good chase behind it. Ten had all the time in the world to bang a long kick down, but instead he went for, I'm not sure if he's trying to put it off or not, but they've won hardly any metres. And Nevers, instead of having a kick option from in front of their own 22, have now got a line out in the opposition half.
I talked up Mathis Barret loads last week. I watched the World Under-20s Championship, and he was a beast for France. 4 tries in 3 games, number 8. He's a proper talent, the number 19 coming on for Grenoble. And he comes on along with a 30-year-old signed from Perpignan, Tristan Louboutelie, who was a try scorer last week in defeat against Agen.
Yeah, a man from Andorra.
Good skiing there, apparently. Well, not that you need to go from skiing there from Grenoble. Alpe d'Huez isn't far from where they are, is it?
No, it's not at all.
I've been there a long time ago since I last skied.
Oh my days.
Dearie me. Patriashvili straight on the field, the replacement hooker for Nevers. Coughed up the ball, forward pass.
Yeah, that was not forward. It was a terrible pass, but it wasn't forward.
I'm surprised it wasn't advantage over. They normally a few passes and 10, 15 metres of territory.
Yeah, again, a bit too officious, the referees, touch judges. No, it's not forward at all, is it? Just keep going. Play on. Come on. Another poor skill breakdown, though. Nevers, young team. They're going to make errors, aren't they? I know Grenoble had a young player coming on and has made an error there. But they're a team who last year based themselves on precise passing, good options, and they're just not hitting those straps at the moment.
Just letting the pressure valve off. I mean, you say he's a young guy, 24, he's played for Stade Francais, Patriashvili, so he would expect more from himself, I think. They've definitely got an edge. Now they've got the 3 Georgians in the front row. They look like they had an edge at scrum time. Oh yeah, it has gone that way. Thought he'd initially given the penalty to the home side.
Yeah, I would have been surprised had that have been a penalty for the home side, because it really looked like Nevers in the last couple of scrums, when the substitutes have come on, have put massive pressure on Grenoble and have been pushing forwards. And that time he's dictated that the tight head for Grenoble, really still, we might be able to see it. Yeah, you see him go down on the right-hand side. You can see his elbow hitting the deck. You see his elbow hitting the deck, and it's quite evident that the penalty was against him. Pressure was on. Touch judge would have called it in. The referee took the option. Penalty.
There is no Georgian front rower, but they do have a South African tight head prop coming on for Grenoble.
Yeah,
seen the warning signs.
South African Georgia's blessed with many world-class front row, huh?
Just many enormous humans. Nevers, only 6 points down. Jose Madeira judged that well. Looked like he'd swum his way through them all. Not so according to the referee. Vailard's waiting for that. It's George Smith that carries it. And it is a replacement scrum half for Nevers as well. Jules Bousquet is on for his debut for the club. Just take 3 here, Joe. 20 minutes to go.
Yeah, definitely. I was quite pragmatic. Taking 3 points. between the 15s, it's normally a relatively easy kick for any professional kicker, unless it's close to the halfway line. So for me, it's the safest option. Obviously, the context of the match can sometimes dictate that you need to go for more. But yeah, he's fair enough. He's penalised that Grenoble player who got up late for blocking the pass to the 9, which delayed the speed of the ball. Fair enough.
Getting in the passing lane. Maybe he's nudged out to 10 then as the scrum half. So he's taking the kick, Simon Terrell. No mistake.
Nailed it.
3-point game, 18 minutes to go.
Wow.
Nevers would have taken being in this position before the match, I'm sure.
Yeah, this is those coaches talking on the side like we were watching earlier. These are the headache games, because changing how people are feeling on the pitch, the levels of effort, when they're not firing or hitting their passes, you can't say make the right pass or catch the ball better or try harder. It's not really things that you can change in the moment. It's a frustrating moment when your team is playing like this.
Max Clement is on. He had a tough night against Agen last week. And then Marc Palmier has not really added the control that Grenoble needed. Lots of errors notwithstanding from the team in general. Laboutli tidies that one up. Quiyu snipes down the blind side. Poirier back on from his yellow card. 10 minutes on the naughty step. Ooh. But Ray rode that contact well. Out the back. Covered for numbers. Coming back from the edge, it's easy to fly off the line. There's only one way for the opposition to go, and Nevers defended that one really well. Quiyu comes back down the blind side. Calandre. The shots are going in now. Petriashvili with that one. And he puts another hit in, and the ball spills. I mean, you're a defence coach, Joe. Notes?
I really enjoyed that sequence of play. Grenoble got some good carries and good go forward. Barry bashing off a tackler, getting go forward, somehow staying on his feet. And then they played out to the edge, nice offloads, got go forward. But then the Nevers team had worked hard into position. They slowed that ball down a bit out on the edge from the touchline. And then those two phases afterwards, double hits, great body position, accelerating into the tackle, really dominant collision. Dominant collision first one, dominant collision for the second, ball release, knock on, defence wins. Fantastic sequence of play, that one, just there.
They've earned themselves a scrum, and, well, Petriashvili was at the middle of a unit that definitely had an edge over Grenoble. They've now made replacements. And this is somewhere you just want a solid platform if you're Nevers.
Yeah, he'll see these hits. Oof. Again, we talked earlier about, especially with a damp, wet ball like you have here, when you hit with that kind of intensity on the ball area, accelerating in, the levels of collision you're having are huge. There's a good chance that ball's going to squeeze out like it did there. The ball carrier's really got to protect the ball, shape his body, so that the defenders who are coming to tackle him just can't get a shot on the ball like we did there.
I just can't stop looking at the shape of Kaikatis-Vili.
Well, there's another Georgian there, Georgie. Queso, everyone calls him. He's been playing for Georgia in the centre, been first choice for Georgia for many years. He was at Gloucester before. Another Georgian on the pitch.
Yeah. 70 caps for Georgia as well.
Yeah, he's a tidy player, good ball carrier, he's got a good step.
Oh, going to work.
Wow, they are steamrolling. steamrolling. Have you noticed how Nevers also, the reason they're tapping and playing quickly? Because their line out is abysmal, even from 35 metres out. They'd rather tap the ball than kick it out. It's a sign about how poor their line out has been today.
Worrying signs for Grenoble. Are we potentially going to see a proper upset?
It would be massive. Honestly, I thought after the poor performance Grenoble put in last week, where they were just dire against Agen, effort, execution, all really poor. Tonight in Nevers, they've not set the world on fire in terms of movements or incredible plays. It's just been a physical effort. They've out-tried, they've out-fought Grenoble up to now with a young team. They've come here and just given it a go.
And worth repeating, on the bench you've got 19, 20, 21, 21, 22. This is a young team. The line-out is definitely going to be taking up a lot of training over the next week.
Yeah, this young team are inexperienced maybe around line-out time. Inexperienced operating when they finally do win the ball. The setup of this maul is not great. You see how the back lifter gets split away from the jumper, and Poirier just came pouring through that, gets onto the ball, knocks it on. I mean, it's good work from Poirier, but really that setup of that first three, the jumper and the two lifters, that's where you've got to stop that happening. If you're tight, you build them all on that, but as soon as that gets split, the whole thing is doomed to failure, like we just saw.
I was coaching my university team earlier today, Joe, and I still go with the cock in pocket for the back lifter as the tactic. I know it's not as dynamic and good for the drive, but you avoid that happening.
Oh, here we go.
Oof, another big shot. Although Dylan Jaminet's come off worse than that one. He's crawling across the floor. Koulibaly. No, Stephen David, sorry. Double hit.
Line speed and impressive hitting.
There is a penalty advantage for Grenoble, I think.
It might be for Jaminet's hit, not the one we just saw.
Grenoble, can they break out Calendré? There are holes in that defensive line now. And Max Clement has taken it. Barnaby Quiyu adds to his try-scoring tally from nowhere. Stuttering. Clunky, and all of a sudden it busts open. You could see the holes in the defensive line. Barnaby Quiyu, 10 tries last year, and he's got another one now.
Yeah, that play out to the width, we could see the huge space in the defensive line from here, and the first receiver, the young replacement, had a shocker last week. He came on and he took that space. The last pass might be interesting to look at. Is it Clermont who made the pass? Be interesting to see. There's a this is where Grenoble are normally good. They kind of sweep into these short sides or sweep into the edges, playing really quickly, ball off the top. And there we go. Space in front, attacking the line. Because he had a runner on his shoulder, he held the defender on the outside. That defender on the outside was watching that runner coming at him. Didn't go to the 10, straight through. With a 9 like Quiyu. The majority of the tries are like this, support, finish.
Hard carry from Hugo Trieu started off the whole move. Barnaby Quiyu finishes it off. The extras added from Romain Trieu. 20-10.
Yeah, Nevers have really struggled to score points. Now you can get to the stage where they'll carry on fighting. They've been brave tonight, but they've been clunky as well. For them to score points to get 2 scores, I think it's unlikely.
Yeah, there'll be plenty of things on the to-do list of both of these coaches after this one tonight, but the points are all that matters. They're Grenobles at the moment. They might try and fancy putting the foot down in the last 10, trying to get a couple of tries for the bonus point. But that losing bonus point, as a minimum, will be on Nevers' radar now. 50-22 spotted by Clement.
Yeah, so
I mean,
the Nevers player volleyed the ball back. He wasn't quite Ramos in that one. And some of the Nevers players were near the ball when it impacted on one of the players and they got done for being offside. Again, I think play on. I don't think it was that blatant. But I've been proved wrong twice tonight. The referees actually made some good calls, which initially looked a bit officious.
As all I ever look for with officials is are they consistent across the 80 minutes, and I think he's been officious all night long.
Actually, to be fair, that is, again, I'll come back this time. I eat my words again.
Yeah.
Shemenga, the player that came on, sorry, my pronunciation's poor of his name, he ran towards the ball before he was put onside by his teammate. He should have just run away from that situation. There would have not have been a penalty. He was in front of the kicker, carried on running towards it.
Noel Jogoué came on for Nevers, 19-year-old, second ever appearance for the club. But it's his teammates in the pack that are just about keeping Nevers in this one.
His face speaks 1,000 words. I think he blamed the jumper who caught the ball he gave the ball to someone who was far away from him. So basically they don't want people blocking the opposition from getting to the person carrying the ball. You can't really see it from that angle. If they feel that the player has blocked the opposition illegally, they're going to give a penalty to the defensive team.
Been the Achilles heel. I mean, did Grenoble get in the air to compete for that one? They must have done.
Yeah, I think they did go up.
Yeah, and again, you can change the hooker. It has not solved the problem. But
that reminds me of Wasps. We had a final. Trevor Liotta was an incredible player. Dream player at times. Could have been fitter maybe, but hey, the things he could do were amazing. Jackling, carrying, and above all else, just obliterating the opposition in tackles. But sometimes his throwing wasn't great. And in one final against Bath, we lost 9 out of 11 lineouts or something like that. Bath were calling moves off our lineout.
Oh.
It's kind of that stage that Nevers are in now. They've got no confidence around their lineout. They're losing just about every single one of them. It's becoming a huge problem for them.
Big blindside there for Barnaby Quiyu if his team can get a platform, but that's a big if at the minute.
It's a strange position from that Nevers blindside winger.
Yeah, that's just asking.
He's worried about the 50.
He's asking. Classic 8-9 move, isn't it?
Exactly. I mean, the 50-22 is why he's gone further back. But he should come up. 50 should come across, and the winger this side should be the one who goes further back. It's a strange decision. 8-9.
Scrum half's just standing behind. No, Scrum half's following him round.
Scrum half can't go round. He's coming. He's just changing. Yeah.
The winger's listening to us, mate.
He's just changing the photo late.
It went backwards from Barret. Kevin Noah's back on. Oh no. So it was the lad Shimanga who's been on the wrong side of the referee a couple of times. Stephen David.
I think they dominated physically there. If you dominate physically, you should have a little margin for error. Yes, they fell over. They fell away from the ball. And the Nevers player coming in to take the ball, but missed touch. Off we go. Come on, let's see what you can do, boys. Oh.
That did feel a little harsh, that one. Thibaut Martel went to ground. What are the guys driving over supposed to do?
Yeah, if they fall on the ball or right near the ball, fine, but they fell far, far away because they dominate the man physically. You've got to reward teams that dominate that situation physically. If there's any doubt, a grain of doubt in your mind, the good referees will see that physical domination and give them a little bit more margin for error.
Well, physically dominated is not something you say very much about Grenoble, but they have been beaten in that area tonight. Looks like their line-out's messed up. Just managed to be rescued by Labutali. And this was the source of their first try. The ball is in there somewhere, looks to be under control. Bourret's got hands on it, as has Quiyu now. Carried in by Roman Triou. Quiyu snipes. The ball is quick. Ployer. Roman Triou again. Calandre's on this near side, but it's coming back open. The skipper, Madeira. Quicker ball. More intent. Cody Thomas. To within 7-8 metres of the Nevers line. 76 minutes on the clock. This would end it as a contest if they can score. Turning the screw. Kvezeladze. To within 5. Madeira carries hard. Huge shot from Stephen David. Cannot fault Nevers. Just effort in defence. Grenoble trying to find a weak shoulder. Martel levelled again. Stephen David is taking names. No wonder he's got his hands on his knees and breathing deep.
Wow, what a set. Oh, they've kept it in though. Here we go.
Just Stephen David's just lining up his next shot. If he can get anywhere near the ball, that is. His opposite number, Thibaut Martel, wrestles to the deck. Quiyu, another outside shoulder, look for the nudge through.
Come on, that was an awesome set, really enjoyable to watch. The physicality of this game tonight has been phenomenal. Look, some of the handling has not been up to the levels we normally see, especially that second half of the season. Some of the line-out play has been pretty diabolical. But that physicality, the physicality of French rugby, this is the second division. This is the second division. A team like Nevers, who finished 10th, I think, last year in the second division, are mincing people up. The level of the hits is something you see above URC, something you see above in the Premiership. Some of the hitting is pretty A-grade.
I think the word for that one was boomfa. Yeah, you could do a great little montage. Maybe we'll have to actually of just the shots on in this game.
Yeah, definitely. But a monster hits montage will be hopefully following this week. We all love a monster hits montage.
When you saw the number of changes to the Nevers team, and it was kind of half of a first choice team with some rotations, did you think coming away to Grenoble that they could get it handed to them a little bit?
Hands down, I thought they've sent youngsters away, get some experience, a few old heads in there, but not many. They're going to be disorganised, they're going to be all at sea, giving up opportunities, and Grenoble will be all over them, out-efforting them, putting more effort in. Slick hands, playing better than they did last week, where they had an awful match. But it's been Nevers who've really stepped up. It's been Nevers who've had the higher rate of effort. It's been Nevers who've been the more physical. It's just the line out, some of their naive play that's allowed them, Grenoble, to win this game.
I think potentially Thibaut Martel might be being given l'homme du match, judging by the camera shots, and it being 78 minutes on the clock. But yeah, Grenoble will feel, especially following on from Agen last week, they'll feel they're not where they ultimately want to be and will need to be if they want to make the ambition a reality.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting. Brive next week. Some of you are going to be there with me. It'll be an interesting day, huh?
Oh, it's going to be... What a game. Yeah, just a reminder as well. We've shifted our live match to the Friday next week because the game is of that magnitude. Brive against Grenoble.
Awesome.
Two of the favourites for the title.
I'll be sticking some of the people coming, some of our fans coming with us, some of our community members. I'm going to stick you with some of the die-hard fans of Brive. You'll be in amongst them, experiencing what's going to be a lively evening.
Avantage parce qu'il y a écran, première faute, 4 bleus.
Again, the ref's been so hard on this tonight. Again, decision making. Ref has penalised Grenoble and Nevers probably about 5 times for creating barriers and blocking people from getting to the line out when they're setting up mauls.
5 points for Nevers will be a losing bonus point.
Definitely. But then, again, here, be interested to see what option Nevers take. Do they go for another maul, the possibility of the referee giving a penalty, or they're going to have some sort of play where they peel out and attack in? They've got to win the ball first.
I was going to say, they'll just be happy to have a yellow hands on the ball. George Smith, the big man, he goes up in the middle of the line out. Can Nevers come away with something from this game? Replacement scrum half, Bousquet. It's been tied into that one. They're getting the whole team into that maul. Looks like Ployer was just clawing his way over this penalty advantage. Yeah, he swum his way through. George Smith, no, it's the scrum half. Terrell desperately trying to get his hands on the ball.
George Smith and 9 do look very similar.
Just about 3 foot difference in height.
It's like a minute version of George Smith.
Can't tell from the referee. I'm looking for, is it still penalty advantage? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So shot to nothing for Nevers for a bonus point, which would be a huge reward coming away to Grenoble. Vaillard, the young man.
Come on, they deserve a bonus point for the effort they put in tonight. Come on, Nevers.
And Grenoble will want to finish with a solid defensive set. Well, that was pretty cynical on the floor as well from the skipper, Madeira. Completely out of the game.
Right, here we go. What do they do? Tap and go? Or kick to touch?
Scrum it. Oh, you're not going for touch. Do not. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Dylan Jaminet, what were you thinking for a second? Where have you been the last 80 minutes?
That would have been the diabolical decision. The scrum power they have.
There you go. Welcome to Pro D2. Some games you see incredible flow in attacking rugby. Sometimes you see 28 men in a maul. And non-stop scrumming, which is exactly what I would want to do if I were a Nevers player right now. Thomas Ployer, his day's done. Right, can Grenoble repel? This Georgian trio have absolutely beasted them on previous scrums. And to be fair, like Joe, the props always get the credit, but when you've got 140 kilo lock behind you, it doesn't hurt either.
Yeah, that right lock, they call them the poutre in France, the beam. The beam holds up everything, okay, holds the roof up. So he's one of the most important men in a French pack. You think of Miafou, you think of some of the great French locks over the years. Just massive, powerful men. They're in the team for mauling, they're in the team for scrummaging primarily, and then they're in the team for smashing people in rucks and just destroying physically in contact.
Oh, ball's come out the back for Nevers. Opportunity, he's stepping, he's going up the... Losing bonus point is Nevers. Look at what it means to them. It's not the win, but you wouldn't know it looking at the response from the coaches. I think that tells a story in itself. Nevers, heavy underdogs, and they have come away from Grenoble with a losing bonus point against last season's top of the table, and with a crushing scrum and a brilliant finish from the young man. His debut for the club, Jules Bousquet.
Yeah, it's an amazing moment. They brought a young team. They'll be over the moon. Look at them, look at them. Bonus point. I love the bonus point system. Finish within 5 and you get a bonus point. Sometimes they're precious. They feel like victories almost to a young team that came here and no one gave them any hope, including me, of winning. They've just fronted up and they've got their just desserts out of it.
Jules Bosquet was from the Clermont Academy. Another team in yellow, and he's got his first try on debut. Simon Terrell very happy. They've got the kick as well. They've taken it right down to the wire and to within 3. And I think that probably tells you that the coach and maybe even the players were thinking likewise that we were, Joe. It could be a case of damage limitation. Far from it.
Yeah, they're focusing there on the defensive coach in there, and rightfully so. He's forward and defence coach. So he'd be over the moon with the performance this team put in tonight. Absolutely milling the Grenoble team. Absolutely. Some of those tackles tonight were ferocious. Such good physicality. I love watching physicality like that. Incredible rugby at times.
I think it might have been one of the props that was on the field, but he ran over to the touchline to celebrate with his coach and with his teammates and got cramp. He'd just done the scrum, a 20-metre sprint back to his dugout and cramp. But hey, Grenoble are the winners. Barnaby Quiyu with the key moment in the second half. You can see the look on the face. Jose, you really would not know which team had won if you were just looking at these pictures now. Jose Madeira did not look happy.
No, Grenoble will be really angry at their performance, because good teams don't put in low-key performances twice in a row. Last year they didn't do that. This team will be worrying about what's happening, the level of their skill execution, some of the effort, and getting dominated physically by the opposition is not something they're used to. And well, they're going to go to Brive next week, a team that's hugely physical. Be interested to see what kind of team they take and whether they'll really confront up better than they did tonight, better than they did the week before.
They're playing that song, Les Jeux d'Amélie. It's been a constant feature of the shows, the games the last few weeks, Joe. Loving this.
Yes.
We need to get a little playlist going.
It is a...
Get an FR UK Spotify playlist going.
Is an epic. I think on our Brive tour, at some point we'll be maybe singing that song on one of the nights out. We'll see. I'm sure we'll film it and play it for everyone back home, and hopefully next time you come out it could become maybe the traditional song. So Tim, maybe you come out, some sort of karaoke machine could be found and you could belt out Les Yeux d'Amélie.
So last year for Nevers was their lowest ever performance since they got into Pro D2 8 years ago. They finished 10th, having been in the playoffs 4 years out of the previous 7 before that. So they will be looking to bounce back this year, and I think that as a defensive performance, as a pure effort and attitude, they can 100% take a lot out of that 80 minutes against Grenoble. And for Grenoble, who were the top of the table last year, missing out at the final hurdle in the previous years, food for thought perhaps.
Yeah, obviously they're over the moon then, are they? Probably talking about the positives that came out tonight, having a chat about that. He's saying in a very strong South African accent, this afternoon the same point on the knee, and basically want to produce what we did tonight. Yeah, so tonight I saw some amazing stuff. Tonight I'm emotional. Congratulations for everybody. So take the hat off to you guys. Well done. The pride you have reported, the pride you've carried on to the pitch tonight, something we all should be proud of.
C'est vrai qu'on a l'impression que quand on voit la joie de Nevers, c'est Nevers qui a gagné. Mais non, c'est bel et bien Grenoble
Yeah,
qui
he's
s'est sorti
saying,
de...
when we see the match, it's like Nevers have won.
Oui,
How do you
bonsoir.
feel?
D'abord, s'excuser pour le spectacle. Je pense que les téléspectateurs comme nous, les acteurs du match, c'est pas régalé. Bravo à Nevers
Yeah,
pour
so
ce
they
point
were a bit
de
spectators
bonus
tonight. It
cherché. Ils
was
nous ont
Nevers who were really
proposé
the
un
actors in the game, the guys who
vrai
made
défi
things happen.
physique et ça a cogné fort.
It was really
Maintenant, oui, on va
physical,
retenir
that
la
really
victoire,
hit
c'est une
hard.
victoire. On prend 4 points à domicile, je pense que c'est très important. On a réussi à les mettre en difficulté quand on tenait le ballon. Malheureusement, on a très peu tenu le ballon, notamment sur la première mi-temps.
Really could not hold on to that
voilà, il y a beaucoup de choses à
errors.
améliorer, mais ça reste une victoire et on va refaire ça ce soir.
C'est toujours dur à chaud, mais comment est-ce que vous expliquez la fébrilité qui vous a accompagné tout au long de la soirée?
Je pense qu'on n'a pas réussi à se mettre en confiance dès le début du match. On a fait tomber beaucoup de ballons, on a fait quelques mauvais choix qui nous ont fait mal.
Many knock-ons,
on aime déplacer le ballon et une fois qu'on est en confiance, on est très performant. Ce soir, on l'a pas été.
When we're in
je pense
confidence,
que
we're
ça
more
s'est vu,
performant,
on n'a pas réussi
we're more
à
capable of
imposer notre
performing.
rythme.
Malgré tout, savoir gagner moche, hein, un match qui est mal engagé, c'est ce que doivent faire les grandes équipes. Vous vous rappelez que vous en êtes une encore ce soir.
Exactement, c'est les matchs qu'il faut gagner. On sera très content de les avoir gagnés à la fin de la saison. Donc,
yeah, but remember, I'm still happy to win the game.
Félicitations en tout cas.
Congratulations. Right, the hitter.
Et on va enchaîner avec Steven David. Bonsoir Steven, merci de nous arrêter. Félicitations pour ce gros match. Que de plaquage, que d'activité pour vous ce soir avant de revenir sur votre cas.
Lots of activity,
on sent beaucoup de fierté, c'est le fait justement de s'être battu avec une équipe un peu remaniée ce soir qui fait qu'on a l'impression que vous avez gagné ce soir.
Non, c'était pas trop une équipe remaniée. On a un groupe de 40, il y a tout le monde qui bosse dur. Les gens qui étaient là ce soir, c'était les gens qui on n'avait pas une équipe remaniée, on avait des morts de faim. Et ça s'est montré sur le terrain ce soir, on a rien lâché jusqu'au bout. On a ramené un point chez un gros concurrent.
We've now won a point, really big competitor in this league.
C'est un test ce soir pour savoir où on en est en déplacement. Vous avez des éléments de réponse là.
Ouais.
Tonight was a true test of playing away from home and you had a good response.
Le curseur un peu plus haut. Donc du coup,
we raised the bar.
On peut être fier.
Bon, un mot sur votre rencontre quand même. Vous avez été omniprésent, notamment en défense, énormément de plaquage offensif. Vous avez des poumons en plus cachés. Comment vous faites?
Franchement, je suis vraiment fatigué. L'équipe a beaucoup bossé. Donc je me suis souvent retrouvé là au bon moment.
He said the team worked together as a team. We worked really hard.
Parfois ça a payé, parfois non, mais ce soir.
Sometimes defense.
Bravo en tout cas.
Good defense worked out for us. Sometimes not. It was a good night.
And I just want to say as well, how good was the fact we got that access to the coach giving that post-match chat?
Yeah, it's cool. Man.
Have a look, take some notes. English rugby, UK rugby, Irish rugby, world rugby, frankly. Pro de deux, look at that. 20 points to 17, went down to the wire. Grenoble take the points. Nevers take a whole lot of confidence from that one. And these are the games that we've got coming up next Friday. We've shifted to a Friday night. Brive against Grenoble. Joe Worsley will be there in the stadium. Dax against Van. There's a rest week in the second week of October, and we're back in Breton for Van against Oyonnax. Hit subscribe, drop a little thumbs up on the video. Join us every week, every game week, for free live Pro de deux Rugby.